Let's start with the $1.53 trillion margin debt bomb. So margin debt decides how crashes happen and how bad they get. So let me explain them properly from zero. When I explain this, you might be thinking, well, I don't use margin, so this doesn't affect me. But margin can kill your portfolio even if you don't use it. So keep listening. So what even is margin? To explain margin, I need to explain leverage first. When you open a brokerage account, the broker offers to lend you money to buy more stocks. It's usually expressed as a ratio of 2 to 1 or 4 to 1. Using 2 to 1 as an example, for every $1 of a stock you buy, they lend you an extra $1. So you end up with $2 worth of stocks. So if you put in 10K, you can now buy 20K worth of stock. Amazing, right? Well, it kind of is, because if you're holding 20K worth of a stock and the market shoots up 30%, you've made 6K. With just $10,000 of your own money down, that's a 60% return. You're a bloody genius. Until you run it in reverse. Now the market drops 30% and your 20K becomes 14K, but the loan you took is still 10K though. So in reality, your equity is only 4K now. You're down 60% of your own money. And that's kind of fair, really. Leverage doubles it both ways. Market goes up 30%, you make 60%. It goes down 30%, you lose 60%. Here's where it stops being fair though. Margin requirements. So the broker cannot risk losing its own money. So what they do is they set a minimum threshold of how much of your money has to be in the account as a buffer. Often this is about 35%. So keeping on with the same example we've been using, there's $14,000 left in your account. 35% of 14,000 is 4,900. Your margin requirement is 4,900. But your equity is only 4,000 because 10,000 belongs to the broker. You're under your margin requirement, boom, you get a margin call. The broker liquidates your trades, selling your stock and confirming your loss, locking it in. Who cares though? That's just a $14,000 position sold. You don't use margin, it doesn't matter. Except there's $1.53 trillion of leverage propping up the entire market right now. And you might be thinking, but who's actually mad enough to trade like this? More people than at any point in history. I call these guys 2x Chads. Chad is a bloke who's maxed out on borrowed money because stocks go up only and he's up 60% and he won't let anyone forget it. But the trades he's making are screwing you over. They're screwing me over. Let me explain how. Because a margin call doesn't just hurt the Chad who took the loan. It hurts you and me too. So when a margin call happens, the broker is literally selling the stock in Chad's account, which pushes the share price down. And as price drops, the next guy down the line gets a margin call. This is called a margin cascade. One forced liquidation causes 2, which causes 4, which causes 8, 16, 32. On and on until everyone gets liquidated and you've got a brutal market crash. Nobody even has to start panic selling because it's all automated. And this is how it screws you. You didn't borrow a penny, but your stocks crash anyway. And this is how Chad's leverage shenanigans become your problem. By the way, I put together a free retirement guide, how to retire before 2036, 6 steps, everything I'd do if I was starting again at 40 with nothing. No hype, no nonsense. It's free to grab. There's a link below. Check it out.